Welcome to Fate Awakens episode 4. Last time, the group left their town of Vaftillion and traveled to the nearby monastery at the base of the mountains. They all also discovered that they started to gain abilities throughout the day. Last they left off, they were blowing holes in the side of a house and on their way to dinner. So, on your way to dinner, you are greeted at the middle of the monastery itself, on the floor where the training grounds and the pillars are. Looks like they start setting up a large blanket or cloth of some sort, and they start putting down bowls of fruits and vegetables. Very, very basic, but it looks delicious. It's all fresh.
And wine.
There is definitely wine as well. It's made with those fruits and vegetables.
And always.
All right. What would you all like to do right now?
Eat.
You're gonna all eat.
Yeah, definitely I'll eat. I think that I'll sit with this group and not like any of the other monks. Just
Okay.
yeah.
I'll before I even sit down, go over to Ewan. Thank you very much for everything you've prepared for us. I've been curious to ask, with us presumably traveling, would you be able to house the orphans as Aussie Ruin has fallen to ruin?
Of course. I would not see it any other way. We will definitely help you in your time of need.
Well, thank you very much. I'll eat a bit of this food. I'm quite famished.
Have as much as you like.
Thank you.
I don't think we've eaten since lunch, breakfast yesterday.
Yes, I believe
I haven't even thought about it.
most of our rations were given to the orphans while traveling.
Well, have as much as you like. Is there anything else you need as well? We
are planning to go on a bit of a journey, so we'll probably need some rations to take with us on the way.
Very well. We'll get you some fresh stuff to start with, and maybe some salted meats for later on.
Yes.
As well, do you have any, just because we're not quite sure what dangers lie, any sort of rudimentary weapons or something that we could handle on our way?
Yes, we have some basic stuff we can distribute as needed.
Very well, thank you.
If you would like, rest up tonight, maybe leave first thing in the morning.
Yes, leaving on nightfall would be foolish considering the shadow, or whatever we're going to call it.
Of course. But enjoy. We can get together tomorrow morning and get you some supplies.
Thank you.
I think they got one of those cool long staffs. I've always wanted to try one of those.
We have plenty of those.
I probably should have asked you first.
Yeah.
I'll check out one of those tomorrow.
If I may, I'd also like one of those staffs as well, if we can arrange that. I seem to have misplaced mine.
I'm sure they have long pieces of wood here. But
Preferably cylindrical
yes.
and sturdy.
Yes, of course. Well, considering tomorrow's journey, I believe we should head into the nearest city to see if anything strange is afoot there. What do the rest of you think?
That seems like the best course of action to me.
We passed through one on the way here, so it'd be pretty easy to go back.
Did you encounter anything strange there?
I took an arrow to the stomach, but
That's one way to put it.
Are you okay?
Yeah, he does it all the time.
Like we said, we have confidence in this one.
Okay.
But nothing of the magical sort.
No.
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 We just
Seemed like a pretty straightforward city to me.
hung out.
Well, maybe with the breakings of the pillar, we could see if it's spread this far, at least. About how far away is the city?
3 days?
Something like that.
Roughly 3 days, I believe.
it was 1 week.
It was a week, and y'all traveled terribly through it, and it took y'all like 9 days.
I was unconscious for partial of this, so.
Yeah. That's a blur.
Is there a preferred route?
Not the one
Not
we
the
took. We know the not preferred route.
Surely there are some roads. Tybalt,
Sure there is.
We didn't have a
do
map.
you know a quick path? What's the name of the city?
Vaftillion or
Vaftillion.
Vaftillion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Tybalt, do you know a
Vaftillion.
We all said
preferable
something
route
different.
to Vaftillion?
It's not the easiest route from here. There's no clear path. I can kind of halfway get you there if you need me to, or kind of draw you a makeshift map if you'd like.
I mean, do you have a better option of a place we could go get supplies?
Not nearby here. I mean, if you want, there's that town southwest of here. It's Arrowfell. It's home of most of those wood elves. It's a little closer. It's not quite as pronounced, though.
Well, I guess it depends on what we're really going for.
Yeah, what is our goal
I
to get
believe.
to this next city? Do we want to talk to someone with power to try to gather?
Yes, a larger city may have a court wizard or something that, or some sort of courtly elder that could lead us in the right direction, or at least know if anything strange has been happening.
I mean, if
Does the
And
city
we have information that seems to be relatively rare to come by. I've had a library for 16 generations in my family, and these ruins are new to me.
Does the city to the south have anything like that, Tybalt?
Not that I remember. Arrowfell is really, it's a bunch of wood elves and hunters.
So we
And-
should
and the other
probably.
Vaftillion, it's fully any and everything you need.
So probably that one.
I would agree.
and I mean, not to shame on your library, but it is a small city. I would assume a grander city may have access to more knowledge. Something you might have.
Perhaps more books on the basics, but
I mean, if I'm correct, didn't Tybalt pass through Vaftillion to get my book? So he seems to have carried multiple books with him. Obviously, has some knowledge.
yes, of course.
Well, then it seems fairly settled, and we should get ready and gather supplies from here tomorrow morning to take us all the way there.
It's probably about an 8-day journey from here. If I draw you a map, it might take a little bit less than a week. If you
Sure.
can follow it good.
Yeah.
Yes, we're pretty good with maps, as you know, Tybalt. Myself and Droll especially. We can't speak for our new friends.
What kind of path are we working with here? Forest?
Yeah, it's gonna be mainly through a forest, but as long as you can follow where the sun goes, you're good.
Well, you don't have to worry about that with me leading the group.
We've got a very keen mind. I'm sure we'll be able to handle it.
Of course, Dad.
Mechanical.
Well,
Looks at the camera.
y'all all sit down, have dinner. The monks seem to be kind of scattered through the ones in training and the masters, and you got Osas kind of sitting at the very head of everything, just barely eating. He's just sitting there, just maybe a biscuit in hand, and just looking out upon everyone.
Would I know anything about this temple's kind of rituals? I mean, surely from I'm using her old name.
Irene?
Irene. I was thinking about whether they kind of focus on one god or anything like that, or
They do follow a god. They're they're ritualistic in a way, but it focuses a lot on
like are they
physical
heavy-
martial arts than most anything else.
So they're not heavy into fasting or any kind of even prayer rituals that could seem magical, based on the old days or something.
No. This, from what you've seen and heard of, especially from Irene's experiences, most of their upbringing is physical.
Okay.
Meditation, physical training, pure fighting. It seems to be in their punishment as well.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking about suggesting hey, maybe stop any kind of heavy ritual stuff in case you don't know what it does. Now that this stuff's real.
Not what I wish. Just
Right. Okay. Probably after I eat, I'll help kind of establish some quarters with some of the monks for the orphans. Just establish like, hey, this is your place. This is your place. You know, like.
Okay.
And I'll
Most of them.
Helena and Tybalt there as well.
Yeah. Most everyone, besides a few of the younger orphans, are put in the the guest house. That's pretty much the only place a guest can stay. There's a couple of elder monks that have taken some of the younger children in, like to their personal house. But just because this is not a large monastery, it's mostly the guest house. It's gonna be a little cram, but they got enough like bed rolls and stuff to go around.
Right.
After dinner, I'm gonna go like to whatever bunk sort of situation I have and kind of just like mess around, see if I can do other stuff with my hands. Like I've created fire. Can I create water? Can I like mess around with earth, air? Just kind of experiment.
Okay. Roll
That's
me
what comes to mind.
a Arcana check at disadvantage since you're experimenting.
It's not good.
Start.
Bad start. 2.
Okay.
Strong suit.
Okay.
Scholarly too.
You start messing around, and at one point you just get angry and kind of put out. You sit down, and all of a sudden your hands feel hot as you get like a little fire on top of your hand now.
Okay. I'm gonna look at that. Do I like burn my like linens or anything or bedroll?
It was more like on the ground, so like
Okay.
the little wooden floor has kind of caught a little bit and charred a little bit.
All right, I got a little more practicing to do. I'm gonna keep trying.
Okay, you keep doing that. How about the rest of you?
I'm gonna go down to the weapons and check out what we have and see if I feel like we have enough.
Okay. Most of them are bow staffs.
Okay.
Your staff that was custom made for you is probably about the same quality as the other ones, but this one might have a little more sentimental value to you because it was given to you personally.
Okay.
There's a couple of like training wood swords, but the bow staff seem to be the best thing to use.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep mine. And then I'll just bring everyone down tomorrow morning. I just wanted to get out and like scout ahead.
Okay. How about you three?
I think probably just before I go to bed, I'm probably just gonna. Again, I don't know what sleeping situations we have with whatever limited privacy, but I think I'm just gonna find a nice soft corner. And I tried reading the book, and the book didn't really seem to have as dramatic consequences as everyone else's books. So I think I'm just gonna like find a corner and just do some like nightly prayers, which isn't normally a thing I do, but I just feel like I need some guidance right now.
Okay.
So I'll just do some prayers, and I'll just pull out my holy symbol, which I think has been tucked inside of my.
So, as you pull it out, you don't feel a chain move like you normally do. You look down and you just see the holy symbol kind of floating there.
Is the chain there? Did the chain break?
The chain is
Just
there, but the symbol
Not
itself
being-
is not attached to it anymore.
oh. What? I think I kind of have to double take on that. Does it feel warm, hot, cold?
Feels just like it did before.
But it's just levitating.
It is just kind of away from your chain, but kind of where it should be. But it's not attached.
Okay. I'm just gonna clasp it in 2 hands.
Okay.
And continue what I'm doing. I think I'm just gonna keep praying and possibly fall asleep. Not like meditating. I don't think I'm a meditator, but just kind of try to figure some things out and see if I can find some guidance.
Okay.
That's me.
Alright.
And I'll go to bed, just holding it in my palms.
Gonna eat. Find if anyone else goes back to training after dinner. Maybe kind of watch what they're doing. I may not partake, but just kind of watching. A little bit stunned on the breaking of the branches. Meeting someone that finally hurt me like a good bit, and then kind of just watch what they do. Maybe I can learn to better spar Arena later, but after that, I need some sleep.
Okay. As you get up after eating, a few of the younger monks walk over to a area of the center of this monastery and all seem to sit down and kind of meditate. No one seems to be like sparring or anything, but
If that's the case, if I don't see anybody fighting, I'm not really interested in sitting. So I'll go back and kind of just relax and get ready for the night's rest.
okay.
Rimdal's like, you kicked my ass, let's be best friends.
All right. You do that. What about you?
I'm gonna go. I'm taking my book, and I'm gonna read through it, and I'm also going to. I want to get away from everybody. So can I freely walk in and out of this monastery, or is it like huge?
Oh yeah, it's
Like can I just like head out the front gate and kind of just like
there's no
wander?
gate. I mean, it's just like a few buildings, a vineyard up front, and
It's like a compound. Almost.
open. Yeah, it's nothing around. I mean, if you go out the back, it's a mountain right
I'm
behind
gonna
you.
kind of go out like back a building, but like I'm not trying to like hide what I'm trying to hide. But I don't want to make it like obvious that I'm like sneaking around. I'm kind of just like casually like walking around the grounds sort of situation.
Okay, not many people pay attention to you.
And then I'm reading my book,
Okay.
sort of as I do so, and then every so often I'm trying out the little thing I did yesterday.
Okay.
Just haphazardly into the sky or into the ground.
Okay.
Because I know it's gonna do some damage if whatever it hits.
Sky.
So sky preferably, but like I just want to get it down pat so I can do it on command.
Okay.
That's the goal here.
It's got to come down eventually.
You
right?
do so.
Oh, yeah.
You
Is that how magic works? Does it go up and then back down?
Does it fizzle at the
I
end
feel
of
like
the
it
tree?
dissipates.
I'm hoping it dissipates
Dissipates,
before
right?
it hits the ground. Okay. Like a firework situation.
as you start doing that, you get a lot of the younger ones kind of attention. At this
Well,
point.
so I'm reading my book, and then if I see that no one's looking, that's when I'm firing one
Okay.
off. That's the goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do so. You're gonna get the attention of the younger ones for sure, because it's pretty much
That's fine.
a blackish flame just kind of darting into the air near the monastery.
Man has firework hands. Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, and then probably like I'm gonna go to bed most likely after everyone else. So like the equivalent of like 1-2 a.m.
Okay.
is my goal.
Okay. Do so. Anyone else want to do anything before they head to bed?
What's in my room?
Your room? Mm-hmm. A like wooden table, a bedroll, a sack of wine, and an extra like saddle for your mule and some bags.
Oh.
Too soon.
Okay, cool.
And not a lot.
What was his name?
Chino.
Chino.
Yeah. All right, so you all head to bed.
Never forget.
Take your long rest as
Yeah.
needed,
Yep.
and you get up in the morning.
I wake up particularly early, just out of habit.
Okay.
And
What is our sleeping situation like? Like
Bedrolls-
is it one big room?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless y'all go somewhere else, but
Yeah, I'm not sleeping a lot, just with everything that's happened.
Yep.
So I will be awake when he wakes up, and I want to kind of take him. When I see he wakes up and like I guess gets up, like walk around, I'm gonna follow him. I want to talk to him.
okay. So you are gonna talk together. Any of y'all want to do anything in the morning, or they're gonna wake up before y'all?
They're gonna wake up before us. I probably don't wake up too long after Edmund, as I'm fairly on his schedule most of the time. But I have the weapon situation on my brain, so I'm gonna go check out the staves.
I only need to transfer 4 hours, so I will be up.
Okay.
So I will, anyone that wants to go get weapons, I will probably be down like meditating and maybe even doing some like warming up in the weapons area, just like waiting for people to come find me, for you guys.
yeah, you probably woke up at like 4 a.m. We're probably like
Yeah.
5 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone else is using their brain. I'm physically exhausted, so I'm probably gonna sleep in.
Okay.
Unless someone wakes me, I'm not
Okay.
gonna get up right away.
I think I also take a late morning, dream heavily, and just figure some stuff out in my head.
Okay.
So I'm with him.
All right. All right. So you two, are y'all walking off somewhere?
When I see him get up, I'm not gonna like immediately jump up, but I'm gonna kind of follow him in a distance and catch up to him. So it's like, oh, we bumped into each other, kind of situation.
Stars blessings.
Yeah. So You're the only person around here who seems to understand the magic that's going on, and I have some things I'd like to discuss. I say as I pull all of these books out of my bag.
Ah, books. A couple of those look familiar.
Yeah, you can have those back.
These are
I borrowed those.
A Voice from the Flames, volumes 1 and 4. There's only one need for these, and that's to learn how to speak a language known as Infernal.
I'm aware. Here's the situation. So, you remember how when we first met and you asked me about my book, I told you it was all about my religion and all the great things about the one God and the eternal kingdom? Yeah, that was all bullshit.
Yes, I know.
So,
it was...
this book actually is nothing about religion. It's an encyclopedia on the denizens of the abyssal and celestial realms. It's purely encyclopedic. However, during our little encounter night before last, with the shadowy figures, I was contacted mentally by a duchess, which at first sounded great. She offered to help, said that she could get us through everything and that it wouldn't be a problem and that all I had to do was commit to be hers. Sounded like a great idea at the time, especially I have been proclaiming to be a man of God, but this is all false. It's purely been about the power.
Yes, I assumed it was propaganda, which has been spouted through the form of religion many times. But you're saying you've been contacted by someone?
I did some research, given that this is an encyclopedia. She's not of the celestial variety. It would appear she's a high-ranking officer in the Legions of Hell. So that's where we're at with this, which makes me question why my flames may be black.
Well, there is one thing I took with me. Well, I've took many of the books from my library, but only ones concerning magic, really, or some sort of magic adjacent. Now, there was one called The Mystery of the Plains, which I pull out of my bag. The Mystery of the Plains. Now, this book is roughly meant to describe planes of existence that are not where we live, which they call the material plane. There are ones of fire, earth, different elemental planes, as well as some a bit darker or a bit lighter. If what you're asking for is help or information, I could lend this to you, as any help would be better than the shadow, and this Duchess that you speak of, although questionable intentions, there's some old myths and things I've read that being what we know as evil does not necessarily mean they cannot be helpful. I mean, the world is in a balance of good and evil. I don't know how much it will help you, but if you could... Did this Duchess lend a name, or...
She didn't, and I'm worried. That's all it is. Based upon what I've read, and it appears this is not written in any language known to man. Those books were useless. It's not an infernal. It's something deeper, darker maybe, but it doesn't seem right. And I'm worried that we may be by adjacent in leagues with something worse than we can handle. I assume that it's at least noble. It's in intentions that if its goal was to kill us all, we'd be dead. Given that it helped us from certain doom, maybe it's not bad. My key issue is that through what I've read, this isn't a low-level demon we're dealing with. We're talking way up here on the high command of things.
Well, based off what you've told me, there are a couple actions you could take. One would be to abstain from using the power. But as far as packs go, I'm not sure what that would yield you as far as your own health. There's also something a bit more interesting, I think. That there's an old saying that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Whatever lended you help against the Shadow was clearly not in league with the Shadow.
It's true.
Or whatever has come out of the sky. It could be a clever double cross, I suppose, but seems odd to give you power if that were the case. Maybe false advice, maybe false visions, or messages, or whatever happened, but to give you direct power seems a bit odd if it were in league.
I suppose you're right, given that this is your area of expertise. I trust you on this, and I trust that this will stay between us relatively. I don't want to worry. I assumed you'd be the most understanding.
Yes.
I think the rest of the group would flee at the word of devil.
Well, in honesty, I've been producing things. Stroll has as well. Everyone, really, in our little league here, has been producing unquestionable miracles if it were a week ago. Who's to say where our power comes from? The flame, the darkness, the somehow ability to speak to animals, the lights. It doesn't seem to correlate necessarily with where your power comes from. To my knowledge, no one else has given any sort of pact, but we all are producing similar abilities.
That's what I'm concerned with. I've lived my life fairly on the darker side of morality. I've lied, cheated, stolen, done what needed to be done to advance my own power, even going so far as to blaspheme the very gods that up until 48 hours ago didn't exist to me. So that's what concerns me. I wouldn't say I'm a bad person, but I feel like to this being, I am.
They've chosen you as a conduit rather than us, sure.
Exactly.
But you are still you. If your intentions are to use this in a malicious way, then maybe it is one. Maybe it did choose the right person. If your goal is now, after seeing the Shadow, to protect this plane that we're on, known as the material plane to them, then the power is but another bow and arrow, but another sword.
I suppose.
It is what you choose to do with the power. The greatest gladiator in all time, doesn't necessarily go and kill innocents because he has power.
That's true.
It seems that the choice would be yours. What is the consequence for what's the consequence for whatever they don't want you to do? Was there an ultimatum? Was this power... Did it come with a stipulation?
The wording was, if I wish to live and be protected, I would serve them. I don't know to what end that means.
Now, to serve them is a loose end, to say the least. Should their service require you to, say, kill one of my orphans, do you believe that the power you wield now is worth that?
I wouldn't say that the power is worth it. However, I would worry that...
But would you do it? Would you put your own life before?
And that's the thing, I wouldn't. However, I don't know how in control I am. When we ran through the woods to get here, those weren't my feet moving. I felt that I was being turned away from our original destination. And if they can reach out and move me physically like that, I don't know what else they can do. That's why I'm entrusting you with, if I start to lose it, do what needs to be done. Just
Very
with
well.
your own judgment.
With some sort of whereabouts about you to even have this conversation without being intervened on by whatever this Duchess is a good sign that you still have some control.
As of now.
what do you say about maybe making some sort of word or something that if you feel yourself losing control, I can identify? Or some sort of safeguard that lets me know you're not yourself or that you're losing grip of your control.
A safe word, if you will.
A safe word, yes.
It's probably for the best. Between us, let's just have the word be fate. If I begin to speak of fate, you'll know. And then at that, I'll sort of take my leave and go prepare for the day.
Okay. Then you do so.
And I'll head off and probably see what Irina is doing, since I know she wakes up after a trance.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Edmund walks up to you,
Yes.
since you're one of the only ones awake.
Got it. Good morning.
Oh, stars blessings. How's the morning so far? Are weapons in place for our journey?
I have secured enough weapons for anyone who would want some.
Very well. How about our rations for the journey? Has Ewan woken up yet?
I talked to him about it last night, and we will be able to gather what we need before the journey.
Very well. Well, I'm gonna go find them and help with breakfast. If
Okay.
you'd like to join me or keep meditating.
I will join you. I've been meditating for hours.
Like an hour.
4 hours. She wakes up 4 hours before you.
So I'll go find whatever monks are maybe picking breakfast, or I'm not sure if they do it from trees or.
Okay. Well, Wee is out kind of making a big pot of some kind of stew.
Okay.
You see potato wedges in there along with like carrots and something green. Looks like a cabbage maybe.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, good day, sir.
Ah, nice to see you, Wee.
You as well. I've got this stew. Would you like a taste? Tell me if it needs more salt. My taste buds have kind of died over the years."
Oh, yes, but I must let you know I'm a bit spoiled. Helena's quite good with cooking. I'll take a little spoonful and
Definitely strong of cabbage.
well, perhaps a couple more potatoes would do it some good.
Very well.
You should talk to Helena while she's here. She loves cooking. I'm sure she would be happy to help, and it would give her something to do.
Good suggestion. She can cook now.
No, she can help.
Would you like some help portioning all of this out?
Yes, please, if you don't mind. There's some bowls over in that cabinet.
Yes, I'll grab them for you. And I'll just start, kind of scooping even portions into bowls as I see fit. And,
Okay.
help them out.
All right. Before the potatoes are added.
Well, I'll wait till after that, of course.
Okay. All right. So y'all do that for the next hour or so.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna do like one of those like loop around the building, and then come back like I just met them for the first time and just good morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
Stars blessings.
Morning. And I see the food being prepared, and I'm gonna like just kind of like grab them all. Like, are we eating now, or what's?
Yes, if you have some work to do, you can eat now.
Eat at your
Of
leisure.
course, I have work to do, and I take my bowl and just start to eat.
Okay. You do so.
Perhaps best to start packing whatever you need for the trip as well.
Bingo. I'll do that.
Okay.
I've secured a weapon for you.
Appreciate
it
it.
is just a bow staff, but
That's walking stick is all I need.
Okay. You don't have every one of them stuff, just so you know. You
Well,
have,
I have
3 extras.
so 1.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, when I wake up, I'm gonna go down and
There's also some like bamboo swords.
grab one of those.
Like a bow staff. Thanks for walking.
All right.
So 1, 2, 3, and
that
then I
count as a
have mine.
quarterstaff?
Yes.
Once you guys wake up, you just find.
Once I get one of those, I want to do like a quick scout ahead into the forest and do like a circle around the
Just
monastery.
around the monastery itself. Okay. Roll me a perception roll.
A 9.
Okay.
9.
Searching around, you notice a little rabbit keeps trying to keep up with you.
Okay, I'm gonna like talk to him like he was Edmund. I'm like, "What are you doing, little fella?"
I just like keep every time you
That was
stop
very
and talk.
distracting.
Every time you stop and talk to it. Every time you stop and talk to it, it just kind of sits there and looks up at you.
This is what bunnies do.
Well, I appreciate the company this morning. Let's make sure none of those shadows are coming up on us, shall we?
He gets closer to you.
All right, this way. Keep on walking. Every once in a while, kind of glaring back to make sure he's still with me.
Okay. All right.
And this cabbage too could really use some like rabbit. Want to see any rabbits?
I mean, I'm probably thinking that too. Like, I hunt.
All right. You get your way all the way back around. Nothing really stands out. The vineyard's got some grapes ready that you pass through.
I know that's the monks thing, so I'm not gonna mess with those.
Okay.
But I'll go meet them back inside and see what everyone's up to.
Okay.
Droll. Here, have some breakfast.
Oh, thanks, Evan.
All right.
Start eating.
You two would probably start waking up at this point.
I mean, knowing that we're gonna travel, I'm making sure that everything I had in my backpack is still there, and packing up maybe anything I took out for maybe the blanket that I covered up with, but
Okay.
I'm just packing up and walking outside, just waiting.
Same.
All right. You both walk outside.
I greet them with breakfast as well.
Okay.
Star's blessings here. Something to hold us over until we leave.
Hope you like cabbage.
Yes, it's quite strong in cabbage. If that's something you
Much appreciated.
Okay.
So, now that everyone seems to be awake in here, I believe we should set out as soon as we can. We've got quite a bit of a journey ahead of us.
Yes.
And we were headed to again
It was the town you were from, Villefort?
Vaftillion.
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 All right. So you all are kind of out front, finishing up eating.
I like Vaftillion. I'm gonna say that one.
I keep thinking of
My bad.
what is it? The man in the Iron Mask. Monsieur Villefort, I'm innocent.
All right. So you distribute the quarterstaffs.
And I'm gonna go back to my room and pack up like my bedroll.
How many
stuff.
does she have total?
3.
Besides
She's
her-
got
besides
3
hers.
plus hers. So
4.
I took
One.
I'll take one of those bamboo things.
So, no more.
And
want the
you
bamboo
actually
swords?
have weapons on you, right?
I don't
Okay.
I don't need the quarterstaff. You can have one if you need it.
Oh, so a bow staff versus a quarter staff? You already
No,
have
it's
bow
just a
staffs
bow
are-
staff.
I'm taking the bamboo sword.
Oh, you're taking the bamboo sword.
Sounds like a good time.
Okay, so I guess I'll take a
Get him
bow
a
staff.
bamboo sword.
What? Is that like club damage, like 1d4?
yes,
Yeah.
1d4 bludgeoning. Not finesse.
sorry.
Bow staff is the same.
To be fair, how am I ever not going to use these bad boys? So
Yeah, the bow staff is just a quarter staff.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Stat wise.
Yeah. All right. So it's quarterstaffs, and are you keeping with your club, or are you going with the little bamboo training sword?
No, I'll stick with the club and my
Okay.
pretty
Chunk of
guaranteed
wood.
blood with enemies.
Okay.
It just has like a tree trunk.
Fair enough. All right. So do you all head out? What's your plan?
I'll collect the rations from
Yep.
Ewan or whoever's preparing them.
Uwen comes by and he gives each of you a bag. Inside the bag are like 3 days worth of fresh fruit, and it's about a week's worth of salted meat.
So we each have that.
Yes. So that in total, that is 14 rations
For every person.
for every person,
Per person. Okay.
and 3 fresh fruit. They seem to be, or 3 rations worth of fresh food. They're a mix between apples and grapes.
3 rations fruit, 14 rations beef or meat.
Yep.
Gotcha. And we should be able. Thank you, Ewan. We should be able to acquire more when we get to the city as well.
Yes, of course.
Droll is very good in the woods, and as am I. We know what to look for if we find ourselves more hungry.
Yes, of course.
So everything is good with the orphans, correct? Everything I talked to you about yesterday as well?
Yes, they've been very helpful this morning. They actually went and picked the fruit for you.
Very well, that's great.
And some extras.
Remember what I told you about if you have any complications with them to
Of course.
show them your ways.
Of course. Should we expect you back anytime soon?
Tybalt and Helena, and hopefully a couple of your monks will be able to scout the city to see if it's safe, but besides that, our return depends very well on the state of our world. It depends. If we find ourselves with knowledge that could help, we'll return immediately, of course.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we sent a few monks ahead yesterday, which means we probably should be returning today.
Okay.
So, if anything happens, I'll send a messenger.
Yes, and I can't thank you enough. We've been friends with proximity for quite a long time, but there's nothing I could really say to show you how grateful I am for taking us in and the orphans as well.
What are neighbors for?
Yes, thank you.
Before we go, I'll just bow until I see you again.
He bows back. He pats you on the shoulder and is like, "It's good having you again, guy."
As we kind of depart, I know we just kind of met y'all, but he just said that the monks will be back in later today or maybe tomorrow. Y'all want to know about your city? I feel bad that we're kind of dragging you off to another city when, that just happened to yours.
I appreciate that, of course, but with the letter I've gotten that I've read to all of you and the state of the pillars and knowing there's more, I find myself at an impasse of whether to think of Aussie Ruin or think of the world. If this is spreading throughout our continent or our world in general, I'm afraid our obligations lead us a bit further than maybe our personal ones.
I understand. I just wanted to check before we, just dart off to another town when...
I don't think we can help it if we don't know what's going on.
Well, and as I was about to say, it was well to draw. If you're uncomfortable going on this journey with us and you want to keep your roots tied here, or Arena, if you feel you're best at the monastery, you have no pressure to come with me. I know we've developed a long friendship together, but if you have any doubts, I will not blame you nor spite you if you choose to stay.
I have no doubts.
I just feel that with all of us getting together and, I've never been hit that hard. I've never seen the things that y'all have done, but it almost seems like maybe, it would be unfortunate if we split, but I think that we kind of need this for the world.
I agree. Droll, what are your thoughts?
It seems like, as cruel as she can be, that fate is sort of drawing us away at the moment. And the only reason I'd really stay is to help Art.
I do.
So I think we should go.
I do chuckle a little bit when you say fate has drawn us. And I say, yes, fate indeed. I was told to travel south from my home temple. That's it. That's the only direction I got. And I was told my next directive would be made apparent. That's the word they used. Would be made apparent. And I just look around.
Do you think a bunch of shadows messing up a city and killing our loved ones is apparent enough for you?
It's not subtle. I'll tell you that.
All right, well then, I guess we should head out, Evan.
I don't know what else what other way to take this.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of wipe a tear from my eye and then start walking.
All right. So before you leave, your son hands you a rudimentary map of kind of what to look out for, and it looks like it'd probably take you about 5 to 10 days, depending on how you travel, speed of travel, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it looks better than nothing.
Yeah, I'll commit its memory. Keep it on me, of course. I'll kind of wait for everyone to start walking away and head up the back, as I'm reading it.
Okay.
Kind of lead from the back sort of thing,
Okay.
After you.
All right. So what is the order of travel?
I think I'm probably first.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll be in the middle.
I think I'm in the back. watch the flank. I got good eyes.
Okay, so me and you in the back, you in the front.
I assume you'll be behind him.
I would say my first thought was draw Arene, you, me, Dominic, Edmund.
Yeah,
That's
I
kind of what I was thinking.
102% want to be between the two strongest people. So
That sounds like you.
right in the middle.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Just seemed appropriate.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
So,
That tracks.
if you
single.
follow his map, roll me a survival check. And if you're leading, he can assist you by adding. Are you?
I hope so.
I'm speaking aloud from the back.
Yeah.
Like that.
Are you
Proficient?
Sorry, with survival?
I'm not.
Oh, never mind then.
I feel like I may have messed up my sheet because I think I am supposed to be.
Does Arene know the woods around here well enough to at least lead us out? Surely.
Are you proficient with survival?
I'm decent at it. I'm not proficient.
No.
Yeah, I'm good at it too,
Okay.
but not proficient.
Okay, so it's just flat.
Flat survival.
So it's gonna be 11. I do have keen mind though, so like.
Okay. And you're also somewhat familiar with this area.
Yeah.
Not as proficient as the ones that have traveled, of course. Who would like to roll me a d12?
I will.
Glad you'll dive on agony.
8.
8.
Ooh, we'll take that.
All right. As y'all are going through,
Be merciful.
8 dragons.
Shadow dragons.
That's what the D12 is for.
You can't see them unless you look slightly to the left.
a snake falls out of a tree on top of you.
Me?
Yep.
Why me?
Does a 19 hit you?
I feel like you know. Yes, DM.
Okay.
19 does hit my mark.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
No, thank you.
Question. What if I see the snake coming and I use a luck point to perhaps make you roll again?
Roll a perception check.
I am good at that.
Uh-huh.
I say 17 plus 7 is
Here.
20.
Okay,
Like
you
I
see it.
said.
You actually see it.
I'll let you use a luck point.
Okay.
Reroll.
17.
All right. Well, I tried.
All right.
Snake is determined.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
We need to do a long rest so he gets that back.
I would like to use a second luck point.
So how's this look like camp?
What color is the snake? I guess is a question.
It's a mixture of browns and blacks.
Okay, that's.
That sounds like a bad snake.
All right, that's not good.
It's not like lime.
I rolled 4 plus 2.
Okay. You're gonna take 1 point of piercing damage
Cool.
and 5 points of poison damage.
There it is.
Oh, it's going straight in for the bite.
Well,
Disgusting.
And it is on your shoulder.
Do we notice?
Everyone behind him does.
Okay, so I notice.
Yes, he is.
Are you in the back?
I'm
I mean, I definitely scream out.
all right, now look.
Ah, the snake just bit me.
One behind him.
Well,
All right, well, I'm down, turning around and pulling out my staff.
I immediately stop and I'll pull out my healer's kit. And I was like, I can't do this to
It
myself.
was still on you.
Oh,
Edmund's
It's latched onto you.
All right, I'm pulling out my staff, staring at him, not moving.
I'm gonna.
You're just gonna smack it.
Am I right next to you?
yeah, he's right behind
I'm gonna pull out my staff and try to get it to like wrap around it. Like, I know enough about snakes to know that like they'll crawl shit.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna like set it on his shoulder, not hit him,
Okay.
and see if it starts to.
A little bit of his tail wraps. But
Okay.
the bite, he's still clenched onto it.
If a little bit of his tail goes, then I will try to pop it off. I know snakes' teeth
Okay.
aren't strong enough to like rip his
Roll an athletics check.
athletics.
I feel like it's still gonna hurt.
this escalated quickly.
Nice.
17.
Okay.
Still nice.
All of a sudden, y'all see the snake just fly backwards behind y'all.
Well, I'm not like flinging it. I'm just
It
getting
just
it
flies.
off.
It's not heavy, so it goes with that easily.
Baby snake.
Y'all see him starting to bleed pretty bad. And it doesn't seem to be like slowing up like a normal bite would.
I will go and try and use your healing kit on you.
Yeah, I'll pull it out and I'll try to
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Can I like? How calm would I be?
I'm trying to calm you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kind of.
I'll say.
Because usually I'm the one telling people to stay calm.
While I'm trying to calm you, I'll say, listen, venom works from the heartbeat, so try to keep your heartbeat low. Remain calm. We'll get this figured out.
You'll be fine. I've been bit a few times before.
Yes, we all have. It happens.
I've treated snake bites. This is a strange test. I don't have any anti-venom or anything like that in there.
So are you treating him with the healer's kit still?
After I tell him, like, we've all been bitten, I'm gonna run and try to find the snake and hit it with my staff.
Roll investigation.
I got your back, buddy.
I don't find it.
Roll me a straight d20, since you're not proficient with it.
+3.
Oh.
Can I use the +3?
Have you prayed about it?
It was like 18. No, 5.
I have +3
Does
in
healer's kit
medicine.
use
had
medicine? Or do you have to be proficient in it?
I think you have to be proficient in the healer's kit. What'd you get though?
Then it's a 5.
A 5? So she just takes this like gauze pad and just like pats it on you. It's like, I don't know what also this stuff is.
I'll also look through my book and see if I have any sort of healing vibes from the ruins. And
You start looking through and it's just like,
I don't.
Nothing.
Hopefully that'll give other people the idea.
Do any of you folks that are from here know if this particular snake is venomous or if it's just
Did I get a good look at it?
it's brown and black?
roll perception real quick.
Ooh. 21.
Oh yeah, it's definitely venomous.
It's venomous?
Oh yes.
Do I know like one bite and you're dead, or is it like
Well, I hope not.
and you puke and throw up?
This one in particular is
Deadly or not deadly?
It is deadly to children
Okay.
and elders. Middle-aged. As long as you're healthy, you should be able to survive it.
Okay. I express that to him.
He's gonna be in a lot of pain.
Does anyone have any sort of magical powers? Has anyone tested? I'll like. I don't see anything here in my book, but
I'm walking back, like, witnessing this.
yeah. Anyone try? Just place your hands and think of health. We don't know how this magic works yet, but surely something.
Emmett, have you tried yet?
I think while they're trying to
I seem to be tied to this book, and I can't find anything.
I mean, I'll put my hands on it. I can't get it through touching it.
No.
All right.
The bite test.
I'm gonna put my hand on his neck and, like, kind of close my eyes.
Think of health. Think of energy.
Do you have anything?
I'm like trying to give him advice.
I have cure wounds.
Okay, you're just gonna sit there and kind of concentrate a little bit. You went and sat down, right?
Yeah. I just kind of walk away from everyone.
She's getting worked on the healer's kit too, so
Yeah. So
I
you
imagine
got
you're sitting.
her holding gauze on you. You're sitting down away from the original incident on like a log.
Like he said, calm your breathing. So I'll just kind of try to zen out for a bit.
He comes up and just kind of like sits there and just like kind of touches you a little bit. Kind of awkward at first. All of a sudden you feel this warmth, and all of a sudden your bite just kind of numbs out a little bit. You're casting cure wounds on him.
I need to look up what
1d8 plus wisdom.
1d8. I had one of those in front of me.
Oh,
I got one. Plus wisdom, an 8.
8 total?
8 total.
Nice. Appreciate it.
You almost see the wounds kind of like spit out this yellowish liquid, and then you see the wound kind of close up mostly.
Did what he did to me feel at all closely related to the way my hand felt when I touched them?
It's similar, but not the same.
I clocked that. I think I clocked that at least.
I go, draw! Yes!
I'm gonna
yes!
open my eyes. Well, ain't that a cricket trying to go swimming? It worked! I did not think that was going to work.
How do you feel? How do you feel, Dominic?
Better. Better.
You put your hand there and it's wet, and you look at it and you see the yellow liquid on your.
Whatever you did, it shunted the venom out. Which,
I mean, are you good?
yes.
Want me to do it again?
No.
All right.
I'm just like following
You're
over my
lost.
words, trying to like my mind's going a mile.
Evan, you see that shit?
That was quite good. We will very likely need that again.
I'm just gonna like start walking like this. Oh.
I'll go and inspect his neck, just from what I know about snake bites, the forest, everything I've learned from my
Roll a medicine check on it.
17.
Okay. You look at it. It looks like it's an aged scar at this point. Like it happened like weeks ago.
Like accelerated healing.
Yeah, it looks like it's accelerated natural healing.
Okay.
I'm gonna bandage it just in case.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's quite necessary.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Whatever draw seemed to do, it's nothing more but a
As
scar.
you're looking at
this
it, she just
point.
kind of puts a bandage around you.
Bandages are like one of the only things that's in this kit, so we should use them
Okay.
while it's relevant.
Well, if it makes you feel better, but the venom seems to have come out as well.
I mean, it seems like a far better thing than trying to suck it out, you know. I didn't want to be lashed to his neck either.
I'm glad that wasn't our first.
Yes,
Yeah, I thought about it.
and surprisingly, that's the myth as well. Sucking out venom would only help to damage yourself, and I'll start to go off on this long lecture
Grandpa's talking.
as we're walking about venom, poison, like
Yes.
the knows and don't knows, like
My character might sit down and be like, everything he just thought he knew just went out the window.
this is as we're walking. If he does sit down later, like I'm getting bored of the drawing on, we'll probably have some lunch.
I'm gonna chime in random, like as he's giving his little spiel. I'll chime in as if I know exactly what he's talking about, but I'm actually just interjecting the little bits of knowledge I have.
Oh,
But I
that's
want-
actually correct.
I want to
Yeah.
pretend to be smart here.
Okay. All right. So you all go throughout the whole day. Nothing else seems to happen. You do your normal day, and what are you trying to do?
I'm ready for tomorrow.
Oh. All right. And you all get to the night.
Just-
Does anyone want to make a watch or anything?
No, I just want to say just a quick side note. Probably while we're walking, most of the day I'm probably holding the symbol in my hands, and just seeing if like everyone's hands keep doing things. So I'm like, maybe it's something with hands. So I'm just gonna see if I can make my hands glow or like just kind of personally testing some stuff that I can do, and just see what I can actually make happen.
Okay.
That if anyone with high perception might notice me just fiddling with a small amulet that looks like this that goes in and out of my neck, and I'm a little bit in my head, but yeah, we'll make it tonight.
So after we set up camp and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and trance for about 4 hours, and then I'm good to stay up the rest of the night.
So jealous, so incredibly
I'll
jealous.
remembering flipping through my book that I had a light kind of cantrip, so I'll cast dancing lights while we're setting up and everything, and I'll be like, this should be able to help us, and I'll read in that mysterious language, go like this, and then just give us some light.
Yep. As you start to do that, you see little orbs appear at your fingertips, and it just starts to dance around and glow a little bit brighter.
Yeah, just help everybody.
I'm gonna work on a fire.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my tinderbox until I get a little frustrated, and then try to create the fire with my hand.
Okay. After about 3 strikes in your tinderbox and it just doesn't light, you just like point a little bit with your hand, and all of a sudden you get a flame that just appears out and just shoots straight toward the little pile of sticks you got.
Oh, Evan, I'm getting used to this, man.
Oh, this is quite a bit easier, isn't it?
I don't hate it.
All right.
I'm gonna just chuck this tinderbox into the woods.
Okay.
I'll go over to you, and also, may I know it seems to be a bit of a long shot, but can I look at your book again and see?
Absolutely. And I'll unlatch it.
And I'll flip through it. I mean, does it still look blank, or does it look like there's ruins there now?
It looks the exact same thing as before, where it was like this weird language, and there was a few crossed out, or a few words that had little notes in the sides.
Can I take out maybe one of my journals and like just copy down some ruins? Like I'm gonna eventually over time try to decipher this thing.
Okay.
If I can come up with a language or some things that look similar over time that maybe give context, like
Seeing you pull out a second book, I'll mention it might be profitable, given that we have multiple days to spend together. Maybe we create a second copy.
Yes,
I
that's
can obviously read it.
You can read this as well. So deciphering this, I mean, at least creating a second copy for you or for
Perhaps
me.
in common.
It could be, yes, in common. That would be great. And then, I mean, it's a big book. It's an encyclopedia, as far as I can tell. Could be useful on our journey.
Okay. How long do you want to do that per night? Like an hour or two?
Do you want to do it
just
while we walk?
We can try doing it while we walk. We can, obviously I don't want to tire our minds out even in case something happens, but maybe an hour at night after dinner, and then while we walk as we feel. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be such a project that we wear ourselves out.
If we're walking 8 hours, let's shoot for like 3 hours of that being just idle chit chat. While we're walking, I can just idle chit chat and you can write while I.
Right. Basically just say it, right? I'm just copying what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're taking last watch. You all need 4 hours of watch for everyone to get a good 8 hours sleep. Does anyone else have trance?
I know I have dancing lights, so I'll take the first watch just because I know I can keep the lights up.
Okay. If y'all can do 2 hours apiece, should do the last 4 hours, and y'all only the people that take the 2 watches, we just need 2 more hours of sleep after that.
Right.
We can do. We have 5 remaining, so we can do 1, 1, 1, 1. So we can make.
If y'all want to.
Everybody do 1 hour. You take the first hour because you can't,
Right.
heal stuff.
I'll do an hour.
Also,
Okay.
You're.
I'm human, yeah.
Yeah. So then you should take the first 2 hours.
I was about to say maybe we could do sets of 2.
That's probably the move.
Is probably better.
That would only need 3 people
What?
versus all of you. Because she'd do the last one.
But if Droll and I do the first 2, and then 2 people with dark vision do the second 2, I think that's how we should do it. And we can rotate or whatever, but doing watch in pairs seems best for kind of the climate of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Like, none of us feel confident alone yet, I don't think.
Except this guy.
Just know you need 8 hours. She's only covering 4.
She's covering the last 4.
Last 4.
If we fall asleep at 9 o'clock, you know what I mean? We still have time till sunrise to sleep.
All right. So, first watch.
First 2 hours is you guys.
So do we roll together? Or?
You can each roll a perception check.
Not me.
13.
13?
Yep.
You're preoccupied just thinking about the book.
And the lights still. I'm like,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
As you sit there and kind of watch the horizon, you swear you heard something towards town, but you don't know if it was your mind. It was so
Distant.
so
Towards
distant.
like the monastery or towards
Ossirin.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look that way, but I kind of know
Yeah.
that it's shadowy stuff, right? I know it's not safe. Eamon, I like your lights. The only thing I've really gotten down besides the fire is this, and I'm gonna just like make my fingertips grow into claws and retract them back and forth.
Can I tell, like, maybe what kind of animal they're from or something? Like, if I inspect them, like, they look like...
How would you describe them?
It's kind of just like my fingers, except my nails grow. Like, think of almost like a werewolf's hands,
Okay.
without all the hair. Right?
So you're not, like, copying a tiger claw or
No,
something?
I'm just like elongating my fingers into claws,
Okay.
and then turning them back into normal hands, like on command.
That could be very useful, along with most of the things we've acquired these past couple days.
I was thinking if I don't like that staff very much, I'm just going to use these.
Yes, they could also be perhaps useful for climbing, maybe, if we...
I haven't tried that yet. Maybe. We'll see.
Yes, I'd be interested to see it. I'd like to write it down as well, anything we try.
I'm going to keep trying other stuff, but
I guess while I'm doing watch, too, I'll also, in my journal, make note of everything we know we can do.
Okay.
I know I saw Draw heal the venom. I know I've seen him make fire. I know the blackish thing that's come from you. I know your guys' feet of strengths are bigger. I know I've seen you messing with your holy symbol a lot. I haven't seen you do too much with it, really. But I will take note of that as well. Just kind of like a personal journal. And everything I can do as well.
Okay. So you guys finish your long rest. You can wake up the next ones.
Yes, and we'll wake up.
who are we supposed to wake up? Marina?
No, Arena is trancing us right now. But
All right. Well, I don't remember, so.
yes.
Why don't you grab them and I'll meet you in the morning. And I'm gonna start eating some fruit.
I don't know if you guys are in the same tent or different places, but I'll shake you each way. Just a couple hours. Nothing seems to have happened on the first watch, but always good to remain vigilant. Once Arena awakens, we'll be safe for the rest of the night.
All right.
All right then.
You too.
During watch, I want to read my book, and occasionally I'll just like make comments, like, "Oh, did you know?" and like just say them to Remdal, sort of to no one, but he's there to listen. So
I'm just going to be looking out, kind of used to his rambling and chants and trying to gather attention. So I pay more attention to my surroundings and give little head nods and stuff to Jethro as he
Okay.
makes his
nodding
comments.
along.
Jethro.
Yeah.
All right. Both of you roll perception real quick.
18. 8.
Okay. You keep getting distracted by your book.
Yeah.
You keep, it's like
How fitting.
brand new to you, so you just keep like talking. All of a sudden, you're like reading the book, rambling on. You notice in the edge of the woods, you see a like cluster of berries that you have seen in the past that are definitely edible. It's like right on the edge of the like the little embers you have going on in the fire.
Hey, I think I can find another ration real quick. I'll be right back.
Don't go too far.
No, it's just right there. And I'll
Okay. And I start to I put down my book because now I'm like alone, and I'm just like, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go over and gather as many berries as I can.
Okay. You get 3 rations worth of raspberries.
Raspberries.
All right. Anything else you want to do on your little watch?
I'm just gonna ramble.
All right. Hey, you wake up to rambling.
I slipped out of doing a watch by simply not talking.
Thank you, gentlemen. You may sleep now.
You don't need to do a watch.
We could
If she covers the last
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't got to do a watch. It was great.
give Jethro a little kind of like
I
weird
do want
look.
to add that some of my ramblings may not come out in common.
Okay.
They may have more of a
That's why I'm giving him a weird look.
demonic undertone. So
Okay.
we'll just-
A little throaty.
little throaty, yeah, a little back of the throat.
Okay.
If I'm sleeping next
Nordic.
to him,
Death metal.
I'm gonna scoot my bedroll just a few more inches away
Okay.
after hearing what I did during this watch.
Fair
and
enough.
just go back to sleep.
Okay.
Smart.
So you wake up. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and do your watch.
Big money.
17.
17. Okay. Your watch goes without any interruption. You see at the very end of your watch the orange glow in the horizon. You don't see any horizon line itself, but you know just the orange glow itself. It's becoming morning time.
Yep. So I'll go ahead and start preparing a little breakfast.
Okay. You would be waking up at this point. These guys would need 2 more hours of sleep.
It's not the sunrise, it's the burning embers of a city.
And I'll say good morning and give you some breakfast.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then I'll just kind of meditate for the morning.
Okay. Everyone mark off 2 rations from that long rest.
I'm gonna start with the fruit, and it goes bad first.
Yeah, that's what I was eating.
That's what I was eating as well.
All likes fruit.
All right.
Eating the fresh picked raspberries.
Even fresher. All right. So you all, after you all make breakfast and do your little morning chat, anything you want to do specifically together before they wake up?
I'll go over the kind of next leg of the map that we're going through. Does it appear on the map that he's marked, Tybalt's marked any kind of hazards or things to avoid?
There's no hazards, but it looks like he's put like little hashtag marks where each day ends.
Okay, kind of
So you have an idea.
good resting points
Yeah.
sort of thing. Okay, I'll just describe to the group kind of the direction we're headed and make sure we know where we're going.
Do we appear to be on schedule based on his days?
Yes, according to the layout of the land, it looks about to be where we should be. If we'd like to exert ourselves a bit more, we may speed up the trip, but we wouldn't be able to do much else while doing so. No translations, no chit-chat, so to speak, eating while we walk. I mean, those sort of things can happen, but we don't want to break morale or anything.
In my experience, those sort of things add up, though.
They do. So perhaps we alternate heavy days and light days of travel. Yesterday we traveled pretty light. Today maybe we put a bit of pep in the step then.
Given we don't know what threats are out there, I do think preserving energy is probably a good move. We never know when something could show up again.
Do we think we should alternate heavy and lighter days? Nothing to exhaust ourselves to the point of in defense, but
I wouldn't go too many heavy days, but yeah, alternating probably sounds like a good. Let's double down today.
Double down today then. Yes.
Okay.
Then let's go.
Who wants to roll for the second day?
Me.
You want to roll for the second day?
Yeah.
Since you got attacked on the first day.
D12.
D12.
4.
A 4.
So
All right.
Oh.
You all start traveling through the woods. You get no problems at all. Jump over a few fallen logs. Feel like you're getting off path, but look up and it looks like you're still going clear the whole way.
Last time.
You get out and it is starting to get dark.
yay! I vote we do exactly what we did last night.
Yeah, let's just keep it up.
Okay, works.
Yeah.
All right, so roll first 2 perception.
7.
11.
11. Okay. Nothing happens during your watch at all. All goes clear.
While I'm talking to Edmund, though, I do realize that I can not only make my fingernails longer, but also my toes.
Okay. You're like really excited about this at this point.
3.
3.
Still reading.
13.
13. While sitting there, you notice there's a shadow passed over the fire. Your limited knowledge, you know this isn't right.
Yeah. And I'm gonna look to where he's pointing. Do I recognize?
Pointing at the fire.
There is a shadow cast over the lit fire.
Is it like shadow or just shadow?
There is a shadow on the fire.
Listen, I don't like the way you're going with this.
Is it a shadow or shadow?
Can I like?
Yes.
Is it like so? Like shadows take the shape of whatever's making the shadows. Like, is it like a shadow of a tree, or is it just like an amorphous blob?
The lit fire has a dark mass on top of it.
It's the bad kind of shadow. All right, let's. I'm going to.
And before you do anything, a second shadow starts moving towards y'all. Roll initiative.
I already had the dice
So
out.
they're sleeping.
People.
And just us.